continuing on with quadratics, now we're going to be looking at equations that are in what's called standard form. Quadratic functions, when they're written in standard form, look like this, okay, where the A, B, and C are going to be numbers, right? So I have a sample down here. So I've got my A, I got my B, and I got my C, okay? And we have to be able to take that information and be able to find the vertex and then use that A value. The A value still is whatever you're multiplying the x squared by, and plot 2 more points, okay? So if we take a look here, standard form, that A is doing the same thing it always has. This B value, it's going to help us find the x portion of the vertex. We're going to take negative b and divide it by 2 times a. Okay, to find the y value of the vertex, we're going to take that x value and we are going to plug it in to the function and find out what the y value is when this is x. Okay, and that c value there, that's going to be your y-intercept. Okay, because if x is 0, that's when we know the y-intercept happens. If x is 0, the first 2 terms go away and you're just left with c. Okay, now what are you going to be asked to do in this homework, in these assignments? When quadratics are written in standard form, use the numerical coefficients a and b and the constant c to identify the following characteristics of the graph. The axis of symmetry, I'm going to show you that. The vertex, we just talked about that. The y-intercept, and the steepness of the parabola. Right? So the steepness, again, is always affected by that a value. So let's take a look. All right, we're going to do this first one together. Identify a, b, and c from the equation. Okay, so my a is 2, my b is negative 12, and my c is 15. Solve for the axis of symmetry. I'm just going to use this equation to solve for x. Okay, x equals negative b over 2 times a. Okay, so if we do a negative 12, we get a positive 12 over 2 times a. Okay, if we do that, I get 12 divided by 4, which is 3. Okay, what is this axis of symmetry? I'm going to show you what that is in a minute. But right now, we know that the vertex has an x value of 3. So to find the y value, we're just going to take that number and we're going to plug it in to the original equation up here. Yeah, I highlighted it there. Okay, so I'm going to rewrite the equation. Oops, here we go. We have 2 times x squared minus 12 times x plus 15. All right, so this becomes 2 times 9 minus 36 plus 15, 18 minus 21 is going to be a negative 3. Okay, so my vertex is at 3, negative 3. 3, negative 3. Okay. Now, to graph the parabola, plot the vertex. Done. Then use the vertical stretch shrink factor. So that means the a value is 2. It's going to open up. So as we move over 1, we go up 2, over 1, up 2. Okay. If we wanted to move over 1 more, we would need to go up 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. Go ahead and graph that. Okay, what is this axis of symmetry? It's if I drew a line through the vertex, this graph is symmetric about that dotted line, meaning I could fold my paper over on that dotted line and the graph would map right onto itself. Okay, that's a really cool feature of parabolas and absolute value graphs. They have an axis of symmetry. The axis of symmetry is always right through the x value of the vertex. So the axis of symmetry is this blue dotted line Now it's black dotted. I just keep dotting it. That's where the line where x is equal to 3. Okay? Take a look at some examples. Let's do this first one together. Okay. So first thing I'm going to do is I am going to find negative b over 2a. So x equals negative b over 2a. So I have negative 6 over 2 times 1, right? My a value here is 1. So this is negative 6 divided by 2, which is negative 3. So x is negative 3. Now I plug that number into the equation. So I've got negative 3 squared plus 6 times negative 3, okay, plus 5. That's going to be negative 3 times negative 3 is 9. 6 times negative 3 plus 5. Okay, so that value is going to be negative 9 plus 5, negative 4. So my vertex is at negative 3, negative 4. My axis of symmetry is x equals negative 3. My y-intercept is that c value. Points. Okay, so let's take a look at what I mean by that. So I'm going to first plot my vertex, negative 3, negative 4. Okay, the a value is just 1. So as I move over 1, I'm going up 1, over 1, up 1. That's all I need for a graph. I need the vertex, and I need a point to the left and a point to the right. Okay, so those points are negative 3. This one right here is at negative 2, negative 3. And this point here is at negative 4, negative 3. Okay, so you got your vertex, a point to the left, point to the right. All right, let's try another one. So my x value, I have negative, negative 6. So that's going to be a negative, negative 6, negative b over 2 times a is equal to negative 1. Okay, so I get 6 divided by a negative 6, which is negative 1. So I put negative 1 in there. Negative 3 times negative 1 squared minus 6 times negative 1 plus 1. So this is going to be negative 3 plus 6 plus 1. And I get 4. Okay, so my vertex is at negative 1, 4. My axis of symmetry goes right through the x value. My y-intercept is at 0, 1. So let's go ahead and graph this. So I have negative 1, 4. There's my vertex. I've got an a value, right? My a value is negative 3. So this graph is going to be upside down. So as I move over 1, I'm going down 3. Move over 1, I'm going down 3. Okay. And I graph that. And you know what's cool is I said that my y-intercept should be at 0, 1. Hey, look at that. That's where my y-intercept is by using my slope. Okay. So my 2 points that I have are, I've got this one here is negative 2, 1. And this one here is at 0, 1. Okay. I want you to try this third one on your own, pause it, and then check back with me. So there you go. You got your vertex, you got your axis of symmetry, you've got your y-intercept and your points. Okay, next page. Oh, we just have one more. Why don't you pause this, go ahead and do it, and check your work against mine. Ooh, that was a fun one. Okay, so our vertex was at 1, 1/2. Take a look at that, 1 and 1/2. And then my y-intercept is at 0, 0. And my points, as I move over 1, I'm going down 1/2. As I move over 1, I'm going down 1/2. Okay, so that's how we get those other 2 points. All right, and that's that.